Hi, I'm Polina, this is Sasha, and we are Russian Baniyas living in India. I want to tell you about 10 things that are ordinary to Indians but were extremely shocking to me. Number one is the amount of festivals. Apart from the main Diwali and Holi, which everybody celebrates, every state has got different festivals. We come from Rajasthan, my husband comes from Rajasthan, I come from Russia. Yeah, now we come from Rajasthan. There are some festivals in Bombay, there are some different festivals in Bangalore. Every state has its own festivals. In Russia, we just have the New Year. New Year is our main one. Then we have a couple of here and there, but not like every single week for 3 months. So that was something that I found incredibly shocking. Second, aunties keep on inviting me to their house to have a meal and to have some chai. So in India, people just have chai and talk about nothing for 2 hours. Then they get lots of unhealthy snacks. I mean, they're very tasty, so I always eat them. That's why I'm saying unhealthy, because I don't want to eat them, but yeah, that's so good. And then the dinner comes, and then the dinner is endless as well. They keep on putting the food for you, keep on putting the food, keep on putting the food. And it's just the whole evening becomes like 3-4 hour long conversation about nothing. In Russia, we do invite friends over and we do have some tea with them, but it's not like endless conversations and lots of chai. That's what actually really surprises me. It was a very big shocker that aunties keep on inviting and you're expected to come. Number 3 is the spices. Since we talk about the food, Indians have a very distinct palette of spices. I mean, Russian food is extremely blunt. We just put a little bit of salt and maybe a little bit of turmeric here and there, and that's all. And because Indians eat so many spices, they feel Russian food or any other food without the spices is kind of blunt. The amount of spices anybody puts in the food, our cook used to put a lot, so I could not eat it at all, is incredible in India. I mean, right now he has really adjusted, so the food is a bit more blunt, so I'm able to eat it. I feel spicy food is amazing when you go to the restaurant, have some paneer or some butter chicken, something, like very oily, kind of like a special meal occasion thing. That's amazing. But every day eating spices is a bit tough for me. Number 4 is the traffic. Not everybody, but the majority drive like crazy. The roads, like in Russia or in any other country, if we turn right, we show that we turn right. Or if we turn left, we show we turn left. I mean, taxi drivers, they are the worst. They accelerate really fast and then they stop and then I'm like, BOOM! Inside the car. The rush driving is there. Actually, my husband even forbids me from driving because he's saying that I will hit somebody and damage our car. So that's why I get a driver when I need to go somewhere. Yeah, because the traffic is just so rush and everybody is like honking, beam, 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 beam. That's a lot of stress for anybody who just comes to India. Now I'm just actually so used to that. I already know how to stop the car with the palm, like, oh, stop, stop, stop. That was mind-blowing. I could not walk on the streets and it was just very crazy. So yeah, and it comes to the point number 5, the cows and animals. So the cows, right? In India, the cows are everywhere. The cows are amazing animals, but they are everywhere. For me, when I just came, I kept on taking pictures with the cows because I felt like, oh, that's so unusual. I kept on taking pictures with the buffalo, with the cow, with any animal, even with the pigs. Honestly, it's very interesting because Indians really respect cows and I've started really respecting cows as well. They are really nice and I can, stroke them a bit and it's really cute. But yeah, that was a shocker. Actually, I want to tell you a story about piggies. Once my husband was driving and then 2 piggies had some kind of argument and they were like, ah. And then they had an argument and they bumped into my husband's car. And my husband stopped But they bombed, and then there was a small kind of thing on the car. And the animals are everywhere. That's a very interesting thing about India. Now we come to point number 6. Point number 6 are the colors. India is an extremely colorful country. You know, in Russia or in any other places, in winters, I actually went to the UK a few months ago, and it's absolutely the same with Russia or even China. I was living in China before. People wear dark clothes, especially in winter. Everything is blunt, everything is not colorful. But here in India, people wear colorful clothes all the time. Even right now, you see I'm wearing such a pretty kurta, so colorful. I could see like a pink sari on the street, I could see like a blue kurta on the street. And women are just so colorful. And there are flowers everywhere. And when you go to the temple especially, the flowers are colorful, the women are colorful. This is just something really nice, and I really loved it. Now we come to point number 7. So point number 7 is the bargaining. We are the Baniya family, so we know how to bargain really well. My mother-in-law and her friends, they bargain so much. Every 50 rupees they try to bargain, and they bargain all the time, right? The seller is saying, oh, 100 rupees. They're like, no, 50 rupees, 50 rupees. And they are Indian. So the seller is not cheating them like he would cheat me, right? When I go somewhere, I'm already like, oh, मैं India से हूँ, मैं पता है, ये बहुत महंगा. I learned a bit, थोड़ा सीखा था, but my level of bargain is nowhere close to them. So it comes from my mom's-in-law's best friend. And she just went to some dry cleaner, and they were like 300. And she was like, nay. She took the piece of paper and she wrote 200 on them. Ye theek hai kya? And they were like, okay. That's all. That was the whole bargaining process. Then it was just 200, not 300 anymore. So yeah, quite interesting. It is Delhi winters. To survive the Delhi winters, you need this coat. Masha's coat. Right, Budik? Because India is a warm country. Everybody thinks it's warm. Delhi in winter is terribly cold. People keep on saying, oh, you're from Russia, you're not cold. I am the most cold. Why? Because in Russia we have central heating at home. Here we are lucky enough, we have the ACs which heat, which make it warm, and it gets so cold, all my bones freeze. So yeah, my parents-in-law keep on making fun of me. Oh, you're from Russia, ha ha ha. You should not be feeling cold. I do feel more cold than Indians. I mean, in winters, I am like wearing 1,000 pieces of clothes. I am cold, extremely cold inside. As soon as I go out, it's all warm, it's all nice. But as soon as I come back to the house, it is extremely cold. So that was actually a big shocker for me, because I thought India is a warm country, it's always warm. Number 9 is the Indian standard time. So when the party starts at 6, everybody is expected to arrive at 8. In the beginning, the party was starting at 6. I would be max there at 6:30 if there was some traffic or something. But my husband would not even be home at 6 to actually even go for the party. The funny thing is that once I invited my Russian friend over, and I said to her, you come at 11. So at 10:55, I got a message from the door, from the gate of my community, that she has entered. And I haven't showered. I haven't had breakfast yet. I haven't done anything. And she already arrived. She came and I was like, why are you so early? And she was like, you told me to come at 11. And I thought at 11 I would just start doing things like taking a shower and putting on my makeup and stuff. Generally in Europe, we come on time, not like Indians. So I am already so Indian. I myself live by the Indian standard time. And she was really surprised. She was like, oh, you have really got accustomed to this country. Originally, it really surprised me. I was like, why? But now I am Indian, I guess. And then point number 10 is the disparity of class. That's a bit a serious issue, because there's so many very poor people and there's so many very rich people. the gap is just so large. Rich people take the subway in Russia or in Europe for that matter. For example, in London, everybody takes the subway because driving the car is really expensive. Taking the taxis is really expensive. So everybody takes taxis. Every person, even if he's really, really rich, he takes the subway. Here in India, it's very diverse. I have never taken a bus in India. I rarely take subway. I mean, honestly, it's not really convenient for me because I live a bit far from the subway. But still, I don't genuinely take subway. And I don't really see very rich people on the subway. They would be 2 hours late, go by Indian Standard Time, but they would not take the subway. So the disparity of class, this social gap, was extremely surprising for me. The government should be doing something about it because poor people should go to school to get educated, to get better jobs, to get their incomes up. I feel only with education a person can really, really grow. That is a bad thing that really should be changed and that really surprised me. Let me give you an example. For example, in Russia or in China, if the child does not go to the primary and the middle school, then the parents will be taken to jail. In India, on the other hand, children don't go to school sometimes. They go when they stand on the roads, they beg for food, they beg for money, they are just not at school. So I feel if the government does the school mandatory, all these children will receive at least secondary and primary education. I mean, that's the way it is. I cannot do anything about it, but it makes me sad, and I hope the government will change it. Here were the 10 things that surprised me the most when I just came to India, and as you know, I became a bit more Indian. This is Masha, and Masha and I are saying bye-bye. I will see you next time.